Am I the a-hole because I want my wife to ask permission before taking our son on playdates? My wife and I have a 2-year-old. I work Sunday through Thursday. Yes, I'm at work right now, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. She works Thursday through Sunday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. So we make it work. Here's the problem. When I get off work, I like to spend time with my child. I also like to spend time with my child on my days off. Frequently, I will be with our son, and my wife will say they are leaving to go on a play date with one of her friends. Or I will get home, and they are already gone. I tried to have a conversation with my wife about the playdates. I asked if we could put them in the calendar so I know when they are, and maybe carve some specific slots out just for me and our son. I feel like we are being deprived of quality time. She asked why we aren't spending time together while she is at work. I said because his bedtime is at 7. She said that gives us 2 hours, but that's when I get him ready for bed. She said, is that not quality time? I said I really want time set aside for me and our son. She said sometimes playdates get scheduled last second. I said it's okay to tell her friends no, that we're busy. She said she doesn't need my permission to take our son on a playdate. I said that's not what I said, and she said no, but that I'm saying it without saying it. She also said that playdates are good for our son and he gets fresh air and socializations, and that all I want to do is sit on the couch with him and watch cartoons and call it bonding. She did the finger quotes. This is not true. On my days off, I want to take our son places and do things, but I can't because she has already claimed that time. We can only do things if we do them early in the morning while she is asleep, which we do, but she doesn't see that and doesn't acknowledge it. Yes, when I have been working all day, sometimes I want to watch my favorite childhood cartoons with my son for maybe an hour. Is that terrible? We're basically stuck. We both think the other is being insanely unreasonable. I want us to talk and figure out a good schedule together. She thinks I'm being controlling. She messaged her friend group chat and sent me screenshots of all her friends saying I'm wrong. I can't do that because I don't want to talk about a fight with my wife to my friends. So what do you guys think? Update. Since so many of you said I was being too passive, I made a calendar and blocked out Friday. I sent it to her and told her I was taking our son to my friend's house to meet his animals. She said no, because there will probably be a playdate. I told her he will have to miss the playdate. She stopped responding for a bit, and then sent me screenshots of her friend group chat where they all say I'm a jackass, and one even said she should just call the police and report him as kidnapped. I said, don't you think, friend's name, is being a little insane? She responded, just please stop trying to control what I do. You have son's name when I'm at work. You don't need to have him all day. When you get to friend's name, house, you're just going to sit around and watch TV. I said we're going to meet his animals, and that's the plan, and it's happening. She stopped responding. I assume she's back to the group chat. I also sent her a screenshot of one of the comments here, and she said I was being immature posting online. But her posting to the group chat is very mature, I guess. AITA has no consensus bot. OOP received mixed reactions of all kinds, mostly leaning toward NTA. Editor's note. OOP made lots of responses. I am listing top common questions asked. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. YTA. Life goes on when you are not there, and your wife cannot possibly ask your permission to plan her life around yours. If you want some quality time with your kid, then plan your own activities and put them on the calendar. OOP. That's literally what I suggested and was denied. Commenter 2. NTA. Just sounds like you need to agree on a schedule. OOP. Right, but she doesn't want to do that because she said that's her asking for permission. I told her let's sit down and go over everything. And she basically said I have all the time that she is at work to do what I want with, even though he is asleep the majority of that time. Commenter 2. I suggest flipping the script then by agreeing days he will definitely be home so you can have quality time. On the other days, she can then have playdates or not and doesn't need to ask for permission. OOP. She specifically will not agree to that. She said that's asking for permission. I suggested that. I'll suggest it again, but it already upset her the first time. Commenter 3. You're getting your son ready for bed at like 4 to 5 p.m.? OOP, of course. He's 2. He goes to bed at 7. Feeding, bathing, and settling a 2-year-old takes time. Commenter 4. You and your wife need to have a serious conversation. You both are parents to the child. Act like it. A calendar needs to be made of all playdates, in my opinion. Quality and quantity of time spent with your child are two different things. Quality of time is far better than quantity of time. Each of you can spend quality time with your child by communicating with each other and understanding that each of you is a capable parent. OOP. I suggested this, but she said sometimes playdates come together at the last minute, so it's not possible. I said she can say no if we already have something planned, and that upset her. Commenter 5, sigh. Your wife is arguing semantics. It's not asking permission when a couple needs to coordinate and schedule family things. It's called checking in with each other, scheduling, or communication. The fact that your wife went 0 to 60 straight to "this is you making me ask permission" is a lot. So it begs some more questions. Do you have other communication issues? Does she feel resentful about your job/her job and the hours you are not together? Does she feel that she does more of the emotional labor in the relationship? Does she do more work around the house and with the child, and hence resents your interference in her decisions? There might be more to unpack, OP, but we Redditors don't know the whole picture. On the surface, NTA. But that won't fix the underlying issue. It's not really just about scheduling playdates. You need to have some deeper convos about why your wife is flaring up like this and what the real reason is. Don't let her get stuck on a word. Dig deeper. The early years of a child put an incredible stress on a marriage. It takes hard work to get through it. Hope you can figure it out. OOP. Sometimes we have communication issues. We've been working on them. When I'm trying to talk to her, she'll often be on her phone. And if I ask her to please pay attention to the conversation we're having, she says, "I can do two things." She does not like her job, and that is frustrating for her. She went from full-time to part-time after having our son, and at first she felt better, but for the last 6 months, she has been having a hard time again. She is very frustrated with her coworkers. I don't know what you mean by emotional labor. I think we're equally emotional. She does more work at the house. She probably does 2/3 of the work to my 1/3. Commenter 6. Can you elaborate a bit on these playdates? Does she drop your son off at a friend's house, or do the parents socialize at the kids' playdates? Are you actually doing your fair share of home and parenting chores, or is she being accurate that you just want to plop on the couch and watch TV with your son? How often does your bonding involve screens? OOP. There is a park with a cafe next to it. My wife and her friends can talk and socialize while watching the kids. It's great. I get why it is a good setup. I don't think it has to be every single day. I like to watch 1 or 2 episodes of our favorite cartoon with my son when I get home from work. I should say I would like to, because she rarely lets me. I think less than an hour of cartoons is fine, and it lets me decompress from work while talking to my kid, and I think I should be allowed to do that sometimes. Commenter 7. Keeping you included in plans isn't asking permission. It's incredibly rude of her to just keep doing this. Does she even like you? Not to be mean, but it sounds like she's perfectly fine not thinking of you. OOP. She used to like me. It's like ever since our son was born, she's sick of me. At first I was like, well, she just gave birth, just be supportive. It's been almost 3 years now. He turns 3 next month. All she wants to do is hang out with her friends, text her friends, talk about me to her friends. They aren't even the same friends she had before. They're her mom's friends. They're all stay-at-home moms who think I suck because I don't make enough money for her to be a stay-at-home mom too. But what am I supposed to say? That her friends suck? That'll go over well. Update. Same day, 12 hours later. So I initially posted this morning at work about how I tried to talk to my wife about our kid's schedule. She said I was telling her to ask permission to take him on playdates. I just wanted us to decide together as a couple, so I can spend more time with our son. She didn't like that. Most of the responses were really nasty. A lot of people didn't believe the situation or didn't even understand it. At first, I was incredibly frustrated. Then I realized the fact that so many people don't even believe this is happening proves how abnormal it is. Several people told me to just make a calendar and send it to her, which I did. Her reaction was very negative. A lot of people also said to just go pick him up from the playdate when I get off work. So I did. When I got to the park, it was empty. This was reasonable, because it's freezing outside. I went into the cafe. My wife was sitting at a table with her friends, drinking coffee. The kids, including our son, were sitting on the floor playing on tablets. Our son doesn't have a tablet, so it must have been a spare from one of the other kids. I said hello, and my wife had an immediate negative reaction. Her whole body got tense. Her face tightened up. She asked why I was there. I said I came to get our son so we can go home and spend some time together. She said he's on a play date. I picked him up and took the tablet away, setting it on the table. She got defensive about the tablet, even though I hadn't said anything about it yet. She said it's cold outside. I said, yeah, I know. I said we were going to go, but to have fun with her friends. She told me to stop and said I was humiliating her. I said I would see her at home. When I got home, my son and I spent some time together. We watched one episode of our favorite cartoon, and then we played make-believe with his toys. We made dinner together and were eating when my wife came home to get ready for work. She said I embarrassed her in front of her friends and accused me of trying to destroy her support network. I said she accused me of always wanting to watch TV with our kid, but she had him just sitting on the ground with a tablet. How is that better than watching one episode of a cartoon he and I both like? She said it's because his friends were there. She also kept yelling over and over that it was cold outside, which freaked out our son. She said, "Look what you did," even though she was the one yelling. I took him to the bathroom and bathed him. She had already left for work when we were done. I read to him from his storybook, and he went to bed. He's been asleep for an hour and a half. Since my wife gets off work in a couple hours, I've just been replaying everything that happened in my mind over and over again. I know she's going to be mad when she gets home. I don't want to fight again, but I have a feeling we are going to fight again. Update. When my wife came home last night, I told her I want counseling. She said no. I told her we can't go on like this, that it isn't fair to our son. She told me I need to work more and leave the parenting to her, because she is the mom. She said if I did my job as a provider, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in. I said that is never going to happen. I said I already work a lot and am not going to do more. If she wants the relationship to improve, we need counseling, because what she thinks is going to make her happy is never going to happen. So we need to work together to find another solution. She said no again. I asked what she wants to do to work on our marriage. She said she wants me to stop being like this. I asked what she is willing to do for our marriage, or if it is only me that needs to change. She said it's me. I said then let's get divorced, because neither of us is making the other happy. She said yes. She then wanted me to get out of bed and relocate to the guest room. I said no. She told me I had to. I admit I was a bit of a jerk. I made fun of her and asked if this is different from what her friends said would happen. She started to cry and asked why I was making this difficult. I said I wasn't. She got in bed, and we went to sleep. As I was leaving for work this morning, she came out of our room and said she would do the counseling if I moved out of the house. I said no. She said she'll do it if I move to the guest bedroom. I said no. She said it's customary for the wife to stay and the husband to leave. I told her divorce is whatever the people doing it make it, and her friends lied to her. She said not to talk about her friends like that. I said I could say way worse about her friends, but I have to go to work. She said she would go to counseling so I can see how wrong I am. I called my insurance half an hour ago, and they emailed me a list of people they cover. I'm working my way down the list now. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. You need couples therapy. If you're fighting like this in public, you're really messing your kid up at home. Don't kid yourself that your kid doesn't hear you fight or some other BS. OOP, you're right. I'm going to tell her I want couples counseling because this can't continue. Commenter 2. So you flip the script. You nicely remind her that so many moms complain about fathers not being involved enough. But then you tell her that you want more one-on-one time with him than just putting him to bed. Ask her how she thinks it should be arranged. Stay very pleasant, even if it forces her to say you shouldn't have more time with him. Do the three of you ever do things as a family? These are some serious issues that you need to figure out. It's more than just scheduling. It could be control, guilt, insecurity, a million things. Get to the root cause, or you will have a miserable time ahead. OOP. Whenever we spend time together as a family, which is like pulling teeth to get her to agree to, she spends the whole time texting her friends. Commenter 2. How has that not been a red-ass flag to you? Do you not want better for yourself, for your family? OOP. I guess I just thought if I didn't make a big deal about things, she would eventually go back to the way she was before. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know why she is like this now. Commenter 3. I wonder if she is constantly shitting on OP being an absent father to her support network, and him showing up to spend time with their son might have cracked some truthful light on her dishonesty to her friends. This is pure conjecture, of course, but not out of the question. OOP. I kind of wonder the same thing. She sends me screenshots of stuff they say about me. It can get pretty vile. I have to wonder what she told them to make them feel that way about me. Commenter 4. Bro, why is she sending you screenshots of shit talking about you to her friends? Dude, that's fucking mean. No, you know what? That's evil. Listen, my husband gets on my fucking nerves, but I would never think to shit talk about him and then send him screenshots just of people's responses to him. Like that's next level. I really hate you and I want others to too. Why would you even entertain that conversation at all? Just, fuck, OP. Get your own help and get away from her. OOP. She does it to win arguments. Commenter 5. I read the original post. Agree you need marriage counseling. Do you have any idea of how your wife was raised? Was her dad involved in her life at all? Because her reaction is weird. It's like she doesn't see you as anything but a caretaker. That you don't get or deserve any of the fun stuff. Again, weird. Time to make her talk to you. Also time to document. OOP. No, she and her dad are estranged. Commenter 6. I'm curious as to how many of her friends are single. When my kids were young, if friends were having marital issues, it seemed to spread through the group. The old saying, if mama ain't happy, nobody is happy, works here too. OOP. She says they are all stay-at-home moms, so I assume none of them are single. But I could be wrong. Commenter 7. Has anyone else noticed OP is only concerned about time with his kid and not missing time with his wife due to all these playdates? I think they both really dislike the other. This whole situation is bizarre. OOP. I would like to spend time with her, but if she doesn't want to spend time with me, I can't make her. My son does enjoy our time together though, and I have to fight for that. Update number 2, in comments. 8 days later from the first update. We have a counseling appointment scheduled for Wednesday after I get off work. I took our son to my friend's house Friday. We had an amazing time together. She was texting me the whole time demanding I come home so she can take him on a playdate. I said no the first few times and then started ignoring her. She was already at work when we got home. After the bedtime routine, I texted her that I was going to make dinner for her. She didn't answer. When she got home, dinner was waiting for her. I asked her to sit with me and eat together. At first, she didn't want to, but I made her my favorite, so she agreed. She was really angry. She said she didn't see our son all day. I said that's what she wants my life to be like. She said moms have a stronger connection to their kids. I told her I have just as strong a connection to our son as her. She said I'm wrong. I said I don't know about other men, but I love our kid. Maybe I'm messed up. Maybe I'm part woman. She rolled her eyes at me. I said I did research, and if we divorce, we'll get 50-50 custody. I said realistically, I'll get custody on the days she is working because no daycare is open until 11 p.m. I'll have 2 full days to spend with him and 2 half days. I'll get what I want. I said if we divorce, we'd have to sell this house and each rent our own place. She'd probably have to work even more hours than she does now. She started crying. I just sat there. I didn't comfort her. She asked why I wasn't saying anything. I said I was waiting for the show to be over. She threw a napkin at me. She said I must be happy. I said I'm not happy because she's not happy, and her unhappiness infects the whole home. I said I want us to be happy together. We used to be happy together. I asked if she was going to make an effort at counseling. She said that her friends told her that if we divorced, she would get full custody and I would have to pay for her and our son to stay in the house. I asked, are you going to believe them? Or are you going to make an effort at couples counseling? She said she would think about it. Yesterday, when I got home from work, she was at home. She handed me our son and said she did her own research. I thought she was going to tell me we were done. She said she was going to give the counseling a try. That's the update. Hopefully things go well Wednesday.